The Philippines is an island nation in Southeast Asia, located in the western part of the Pacific Ocean. More than 7,000 islands and islets make up this archipelago, which is located about 500 miles off the coast of Vietnam. The inhabitants of the Philippines were formerly a heterogeneous group of peoples who arrived from mainland Asia in several waves of immigration and had little interaction with each other. Philip II, King of Spain. During the Spanish colonization of the Philippines in the 16th century, is the source of the country's name. The Philippines has strong cultural ties to the West, having been under Spanish rule for 333 years, and the United States for an additional 48 years. However, Spanish colonial goals were not exclusively commercial. When the Philippines were first discovered, the Spanish saw them as a bridgehead to the riches of the East Indies, Spice Islands. Most of the regions under Spanish rule for the first 100 years used encomienda, or tax farming, which was imported from the Americas. By the end of the 17th century, however, the Spanish had abandoned this system, due to repeated withholding of royal funds by encomenderos, tribute collectors, abuse by local tribute payers, and disregard for religious directives. The conflict that broke out between Spain and the United States was known at the time as the Spanish-American War. The Philippines freed itself from Spanish rule in 1898. After the signing of the Treaty of Paris, Spain ceded the Philippines to the United States. According to the 2020 Population and Housing Census, the Philippines will have a population of 109,035,343. In 2020, the Philippines is a diverse nation. The first census in 1591 recorded 607,612 people. Chocolate Hills. Thousands of conical hills make up this natural wonder, which was also featured on the 200 Philippine peso banknote, currently the country's rarest currency. The Chocolate Hills are a group of over 1,700 conical limestone peaks that stretch like an eye across the center of the central island province of Bohol. During the dry season, the grass-covered karst hills darken and resemble chocolate chips. The formation process of the Chocolate Hills is currently unknown. One local legend says that the hills were formed after a battle between two giants, who pelted each other with stones for several days before finally giving up. The Philippines is considered a country of immense diversity that few countries in the world can compete with when it comes to the diversity of ecosystems, species, and genetic resources. Marine biologists call the Philippine Sea the center of aquatic biodiversity, a global center of marine biodiversity. The Philippines has over 16,800 square kilometers of coral reefs and makes up most of the Coral Triangle. Its central region, which stretches from Luzon to Mindanao, is home to more marine species than anywhere else on Earth. A variety of marine animals, algae, crustaceans and seaweed can be found here. But human activity threatens this rich biodiversity. Endangered species in the Philippines are dealing with a number of challenges such as habitat loss, poaching and climate change. One of the rarest eagles in the world lives in the forests of the Philippines, the Philippine Eagle. The 4 Philippine islands of Luzon, Samar, Leyte and Mindanao are the only places where this huge bird of prey can be seen. The underside of the dark brown feathered wings of these huge birds is white. They use a shrill whistle to communicate. Among forest predators, it is considered one of the largest and strongest. There are thought to be only 400 pairs left in the wild, and the International Union for Conservation of Nature has listed them as critically endangered. Polyplectron emphanum, a large Palawan ground forest bird with a long tail and crest. On the tail of this bird there are blue dots that imitate eyes and scare away predators. These spots can be compared to robin eggs, known as tandakan in the local dialect. It is one of the 8 species of peacock pheasant in the world. Indeed, of all pheasant peacocks, the males of this species are considered the most attractive. The back feathers of the male tandecan are richly decorated with iridescent metallic blue-green plumage. The bare red skin around the eyes is bordered by a white stripe just above the eyes and a teardrop-shaped white spot on the cheeks. The mountains of the Philippine province of Ifugao have been carefully cultivated for 2 millennia, resulting in an apparently endless network of terraced farms that rise thousands of feet. The Ifugao rice terraces, which follow the natural curves of the mountains, only emphasize the untamed natural splendor of the area. They also symbolize friendly, long-lasting connections between people and the environment. For generations, people have passed on these industries, and the expertise needed to nurture and sustain them from generation to generation. The Ifugao people have historically relied on rice terraces for both their cultural needs and their livelihoods. Entire communities work together in seasonal, cyclical planting, harvesting, and pest control systems that are based on lunar cycles and may include religious rituals. The origins of the jeepney can be traced back to surplus United States military jeeps that ended up in the Philippines during World War II. The destruction of their transportation system due to the war left Filipinos in need of inexpensive transportation. So by extending them, adding a roof and decorating with other artistic components, clever people turned these jeeps into utilitarian vehicles. In the Philippines, jeepneys, or jeepney buses, are the most common mode of transportation. Despite their reputation for being congested, they offer a unique and affordable form of transportation. They are a universally recognized emblem of Philippine art and culture and are often decorated with bright colors. These cars can often be seen with neon lights emblazoned on them and many murals depicting superheroes and basketball players. The Philippines is the leading producer of coconuts in the world. So, one of the main job-creating industries in the Philippines is the coconut industry. Products made from coconuts have seen a significant increase in exports due to increased demand worldwide. Copra flour, coconut oil, and desiccated coconut are among the main traditional coconut products in the Philippines. The Philippines also exports non-food coconut products to important markets, including virgin coconut oil and coconut shell powder. So it's no surprise that coconut is a common ingredient in Filipino cooking, appearing in everything from appetizers to main dishes and sweets. The nation exports at least 19.50 million tons of coconut fruit annually. Located about 10 kilometers off the northern coast of Mindanao, Camaguin Island is located in the Bohol Sea. Although it is the second largest province in the Philippines and the smallest island in Mindanao, it is also one of the most beautiful. Its topography changes from black sand to wet green vegetation, between which mountains rise. The island has more volcanoes than cities. Although Camaguin is the world's smallest island, only 14 miles long and 8.5 miles wide, it has more volcanoes than cities. It is the island with the highest density of volcanoes per square mile on Earth. But don't worry, the volcanoes haven't been active since the 1950s. So there's no need to avoid it. Bubbling hot springs, white sand beaches and happy residents, on the other hand, make it a popular tourist destination, known as the Pearl of the Province. White Island is one of the most beautiful tourist spots in Camaguin Island. The immaculately clean White Island of Camaguin is actually a sandbar, not an island. This is the most popular photo spot in Camaguin. A great spot for snorkeling in the clear blue ocean or just relaxing in the sun. The Philippines is home to a valuable asset known as the Pearl of Lao Tzu. One native Filipino diver in the Palawan Sea had an unexpected incident about 15 years ago. It was inside a huge mollusk that he discovered the largest pearl in the world. At 2 feet long, the pearl weighed about 75 pounds. Pursuing it as a good luck charm, the diver brought it home and hid it under the bed. Now the pearl is worth an incredible $100 million. The second largest pearl in the world, found off the coast of the island of Palawan, is estimated at $35 million. The only precious stone that develops inside a living being is a pearl. They are almost rarely seen in shellfish and often inside oysters. It adds even more features to this treasure. Located in the St. Paul mountain range, about 50 kilometers north of Puerto Princesa, is the fascinating Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park. It has one of the most impressive cave systems in the world, as well as the longest navigable underground river in the world. This underground river system is characterized by its direct flow towards the sea and its brackish bottom, which is influenced by the tides, making it a significant natural phenomenon worldwide. The fact that the underground river has a second level suggests that there are small waterfalls in the cave, a deep hole in the river, many other river channels, a deep cave. Marine life and other objects were discovered. The dome of the cave was also discovered, which is 300 meters, 980 feet, above the underground river. Filipinos are very sociable and constantly try to maintain relationships with all the significant people in their lives. Thanks to this habit, the annual number of text messages in the country has increased to a staggering 142 billion. Yes, every day individuals send about 400 million messages. Located on the western border of the Ring of Fire, the Philippines is a country that suffers from unusual meteorological phenomena. Because the country is located on 5 separate fault lines, earthquakes occur frequently. Although most earthquakes in the country are too weak to be felt, experts estimate that more than 20 earthquakes occur every day. This indicates that they are lower than 2 magnitudes. In 1979, Morro Bay experienced an earthquake that was possibly the strongest and deadliest in Philippine history, measuring 7.9 on the Richter scale. The earthquake devastated the islands and claimed at least 5,000 lives. Friends, I hope you enjoyed my documentary video about Philippines. If you want to know more interesting facts and travel stories, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Press the bell to get notified about new videos. Which country you want to see in the next video, please let us know in the comments section. Thank you for your attention, and see you again on my channel.